welcome back to my channel, and for today's random video we're going to be getting started on building this raised garden bed. When you're looking for something random to do, check out this channel. As you can see, I got a lot of wood here. A lot of it's like just kind of random, and I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out, but it was all free. I was driving one day, and it's in one of them, it's earlier in this video, but I was driving and I seen this stack of wood, and I was like, I could definitely use this to build a garden bed. And I stopped at the house and I asked them if I could have it, and they said yes. So I got all this wood for free. It's quite a bit. There's some good pieces, some bad pieces, but we're gonna use what we can, and we're gonna build the garden, and at least try and start building the garden with this wood over the next couple of days. So let's get started. You guys know I have this huge space of land back here. It's not really too big, it's just a lot of area. I got my compost machine over there, and I want to build the garden beds back here. There's enough wood for it. I don't know how many beds I would build. I planned on building 2 square ones, one there, and one really long one back there, but we will see how it goes. First step is to kind of clear out this area. There's a lot of weeds back here, and just random stuff like netting and stuff that we kind of gonna have to clear out, and a whole bunch of trees and sticks underneath. So we're gonna start with doing that. That'll be phase 1. So I just went and got some gardening gloves right here, and now I'm just gonna start by clearing out some of this shrubbery. So there's a lot of sticks and stuff over here. We had ripped out a tree and didn't know what to do with the wood, so we kind of just stuck the wood back here. So now it's time to kind of clear out this space. So as you can see, we ripped out a whole tree, roots and everything. And since this tree's been over here, haven't really, cut the grass either. So the grass is growing out of control. I have the dogs, so they also do come back here and use the bathroom on this pile. So it's a lot of stuff to go through. A lot of bugs, a lot of, it's pretty messy out here. That's why I went and just grabbed some gloves. You never know what you're gonna encounter. Yeah, went to go change my shoes, but I just kind of gotta clear all this stuff out. Want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. We have a little fire pit, so potentially could use this as firewood. Yeah, but I got these gloves at an estate sale for $1. I might have already said that, but if you can, try and get as much stuff for as cheap and as little as possible. Don't spend too much money on any one thing. You never know when you'll need that extra money. You want to start a garden? Go to an estate sale, find some gloves and tools for $1. There you go. Everything doesn't need to be brand new. It doesn't need to be fancy. You can work with what you have. Everybody wants things to be perfect when they get started on whatever path or journey they're gonna go on, but it won't be perfect. Okay. A really big grasshopper right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Pretty big. Lots of little creatures living in here, which is great information because you want to know that wherever you're putting up your garden, you got a good amount of, life going, whether it's plant life or animal or bug life. Probably should have cleared this stuff out a long time ago, but never truly felt like it or needed to until now. Looks like we got something living back here. There's a deep hole underneath our garage. So there's definitely something that was living back here. Not really sure what it was, but
I think that. No.
okay. I think so. Gotta cut the grass. Okay, I cleaned out this area. It's not level, so I'll probably try and level it out. I'll use the dirt that's over here, take off the top layer of grass, and try and use most of the dirt that's over here for the compost beds. I mean, compost beds, but the raised garden bed. So step one complete. So I just went and grabbed some stakes and I'm kind of just gonna map out where I want this. I want to leave enough space for walking on both sides, so I think it'll be best if I start here. I want to be able to get through no matter what the case is. I don't want to build it too close to that water spout, so I'm gonna start and put one right here. That's all we need. I'll grab another and kind of just maybe we can go a little bit farther over. Okay, so bing, there's one. I'm just gonna take this across, see how far over. I kind of want this to be pretty big. So I already have wood that's cut into specific sizes, so I'm gonna try and make everything fit the size that I already have. So and we'll go in and we'll dig that up. So here's a piece, and let's measure this. It's about this wide, and that seems good. So there we go. So that's 2 pieces. And then we're gonna leave some walking room. They say about 2 feet. I want enough room to fit my wheelbarrow between most of this. So I'm gonna go down here and gonna build this one pretty long. Put a few stakes in. So we're gonna put one here, and put one right here. Don't really want this to come out too much farther than the garage. So I'm gonna mark that here. Take this and I'm gonna roughly mark that here and here. Out of the way to compost because I need to be able to get through. So this should be about enough space to still get in and out of my compost. So I think an herb garden right here. Okay. There we go. And there. So it's marked out. That's good. That's about good. It's a lot of space just gone to garden, but it's definitely going to be worth it. So I finished marking these out, and most of the wood I got has a lot of nails and screws in it, so it's gonna take me some time to get most of them out. So we're gonna work on trying to clear some of this wood. So I'm just grabbing my wheelbarrow, and I'm gonna go check and make sure there's enough room back there for me to kind of get through. So, assuming I go here, yeah, that's great. That's perfect. So now we got all this wood here, and a lot of it has these nails in it, screws, but I think with the screwdriver you can get most of this stuff out, I'm hoping at least. Or we might just keep it in there because that might just be easier. But I'm gonna just start moving most of this stuff back there so I can arrange it by lengths, so I know kind of have a better idea of what I'm working with. Because when I moved most of this, it was more convenient to just move it by lengths. So these ones are not the same length, so I'm gonna focus on trying to categorize these mainly on which ones are the exact same length.
Okay, I can bring wood, I can sort them out.
Okay. Most of these, I'm just gonna have to, like I said, do my best to work with what I have, because this was all free. And you can't beat free. It might not be the best, but this is definitely my first garden bed, and I'd rather mess up on something I didn't necessarily spend so much money on versus something I spent a whole bunch of money on collecting wood and gathering up pieces. So for me, this is a better option. So see, we found two that are the same length. Let's line them up, and all of these are the same length, so it's not turning out to be too bad already. Move that out the way. And we do have a few miscellaneous pieces because the lady took down her deck. So this is pretty much what her deck was made out of. And we might not be able to get most of the screws out, but I will try my best. And whatever I can't get out, I'll just leave in there. So put the miscellaneous pile. I'm gonna use these as supports because that's one of the most important things, is to make sure you have supports. There's a little bit, oops, there's a stick in here, and these ones are the same length. So there we go. And that's good. And some of them are already cracked and splintered, so this is how I'm choosing to build my garden. If you guys don't want to go through all of the hard work, then go spend hundreds of dollars on buying wood. You'll see how expensive it actually is. You can just use something recycled and turn it into something new. Got something in my eye. Those wood chips. Depending on how much work this is going to be, it's probably going to take a couple of days to really sort through all this wood and remove the nails. Whatever we don't end up using, I'll try to turn into some kind of dog house or a workbench or just something I can use. And got some broken pieces, so I probably won't use that, but everything else seems to be pretty fine. This one is a little short. Put that here. But we do have some really nice pieces. These thick ones. I think she said this was the frame of her deck. So I'll probably use those for the bigger garden bed. There we go. I'm gonna keep organizing this. So I've separated all this into different piles. You got a couple of piles that are about the same length, like this one, and that one there is the same length, but for the most part they're all different lengths, which I'm not too mad about because we'll kind of shave them down and, you know, make sure that they're all even. We got a saw, so that shouldn't be a problem. But it's got some different qualities of wood here. We got some harder, thicker stuff, which I'll probably use on the longer garden bed. We've got these planks here, which I'll probably use on, you know, supports inside of each one. I'll chop them down to the length I need and kind of use them as supports inside each garden bed, so that's what I'll use those for. Some miscellaneous pieces, because like I said, this was someone's deck and they just ripped it apart, and I'm just using it for as many purposes as I can kind of figure out. So garden bed first, and then we'll kind of figure out where we're gonna go from there. We got some thing, for the most part is pretty organized. We still have to get the nails and stuff out of it, but that's it. I lined up this out here, so this is pretty much already lined up, and based on the wood, depending on how I'm gonna do it, I might not be able to create a completely long one. I might have to create like 4 or 5 separate ones, and I still have to kind of dig this up and kind of flatten it out, so I'll be working on that too, so I can use some of this dirt here inside of the garden beds. But that's a start. Gotta go get some nails and probably go to an estate sale tomorrow to get some tools to kind of, you know, conquer this huge task. So until then, thank you for watching my video. Tune in for the next one. If you would like to see me do something special, write it down in the comments. Like and subscribe.